AITA for barely eating any of the cake my girlfriend made for my birthday and refusing to eat anything else she bakes until she apologizes? I've been with my current girlfriend for almost 3 years, and we pretty much get along for most things except when it comes to my mother. My mother is mentally slow. I don't know what else to call since she grew up pretty rough, was never formally diagnosed, and had me at 13. Her being physically and emotionally younger made her a fun mom, just not very responsible. In any case, this is one of the main reasons my girlfriend feels uncomfortable around my mom, because she says she has no manners and can be rude, both of which can be true at times. But my mom doesn't do things intentionally, it's just how she was raised, and it's hard to teach her new things. The second reason is that I spend a lot of money for my mom to live in an expensive facility/community, so she can be independent but still have some help. She thinks it's a waste of money, especially since she wants to be able to buy a big house in the future, and I refuse to pay her medical insurance despite having the money. She's currently on a plan that she can't afford, which she brings up a lot in arguments. She's not my wife, so I don't want to commit to something like that yet, since I'm not sure how that would work if she ever decided to end the relationship, or if it increased to something I'd rather not pay. I won't lie, I love my girlfriend, but she's not my wife, therefore not a priority, and I've tried proposing twice and been turned down each time. Anyways, I feel like I derailed for a second, but I felt some context was important. This year she decided to make me a cake for my birthday. I was happy because she's a great baker and even better at decorating. So I asked for a chocolate sheet cake with canned frosting and rainbow sprinkles. She said it was fine, but kept suggesting I have something special and less cheap this year. My mom has made me this birthday cake every year since I was a child, but of course this year she couldn't, and I told her I was sure that's what I wanted, no presents and no people over. When I woke up the morning of my birthday, she had me eat breakfast in the living room because the dining room and kitchen were a mess. I'm not sure if I believe that now, and got me up and out of the house after lunch, telling me it still wasn't ready, and I couldn't see it because she also had a really small surprise as well. I come back an hour later as she'd asked, and when I open the door to pretty much everyone we know, and even don't know well, except my mom, her parents are there, leap out and with those blow things. I tried to act happy, but to be honest, I didn't want anyone there at all. If it had just been our families, maybe it would have been nice, but I was secretly annoyed. Then when I saw the cake, it wasn't anything like what I asked for. It was 3 round lemon cream cakes, the naked fancy kind with flowers and berries. It looked incredible, and I could tell it must have taken ages, but it's not what I wanted. And I'm pretty neutral about lemon desserts. Everyone brought gifts, and I tried to pretend that I liked them, and I did, but in the moment I just didn't feel like opening and reacting to gifts, so I feel like my reactions were underwhelming. Then when it was time to cut the cake, she gave me a big piece, and I didn't even finish half of it. I wasn't in the mood. I just lied and said I was too full from eating all of her favorite foods. I'll admit that was a bit too blunt, especially since there was company, and she was a little short with me the rest of the party. Finally, my mom comes just after everyone finished, and according to my girlfriend, she accidentally told her the wrong time. She brought me a single cupcake, just how I like it, as a gift because she couldn't make the cake this year. I was happy, and I couldn't hide it. My girlfriend noticed and kind of gave my mom the stink eye, which is fine as long as she wasn't being rude, but then she took it a step further and just outright made a bad joke about how the cupcake was unique like my mom. She still likes dresses and 2 ponytails, and a few people even laughed. Fast forward to later, I'm eating my cupcake in bed, hoping to end the day on a good note. I didn't complain at all outside of that one comment because I didn't want to seem too ungrateful, but then says under her breath that of course I'd rather eat something that looks like it was made by toddler than actual quality. That was the last straw for me. We got into a heated argument, so I ended up sleeping on the couch on my own birthday. The next morning, I made it clear that I wasn't going to eat any of her desserts until she apologizes. It's been 3 days. She told everyone that I hated the party, and now everyone is calling me ungrateful, plus her family found out I don't pay her insurance. And right now things are on and off, tense and not tense between us. Am I the asshole here? Edit. Not an update, just wanted to say that I read all the comments, and now I'm strongly considering just biting the bullet and saying I don't care, especially since she only knows of both, because I told her not due to actual evidence. It's just not something I wanted to be outed for, metaphorically and literally. But in any case, I guess the statute of limitations in my state would have already passed for me, funnily right when we started dating, so at least if things go south I can finally get the plastic surgery I've always wanted in a new name. Trying to make myself feel angry and not funny though. But it's hard because she always makes me feel sad and then happy again after. But I'm going to tell her we aren't twin flames or anything close anymore, and probably update when I feel better if things get intense. Fortunately, my mom is happy as always, and we talk every day for those wondering. She's so nice, she doesn't always notice when people are being mean, so I won't and would never tell her how my ex-girlfriend truly felt about her if she asks why things are going wrong. Second, another thing that I just wanted to add is that my mom fortunately was not an SA victim. The comments thinking that made me irrationally sad for some reason. My father was the same age. I don't know if he had a disability, but he was pretty strange in a good way, didn't talk much, but he liked drawing the same types of birds and flowers, and they got along well, and she was loved. I just didn't mention him because, well, he's dead. Anyway, sorry, I have a tendency to get long-winded and over-explain, but I'm going to sleep now. Relevant comments. Why are you with this woman? She refused your proposal twice, doesn't listen to what you want, and she's disrespectful towards your mother. OP. In short, it's partially because she's good at being loving when she wants to, and she has something that she said she'd use against me, but that's a longer story and mostly my fault. Bored mama. Those aren't good enough reasons. I'm sorry. Is what she has against you so god-awful that it's worth spending any more time with this creature? The fact she has even said that makes her despicable. She doesn't even want to marry you, which is actually a good thing for you. Good luck, dude. Added context because the edit in my original post wasn't clear. I added it in the comments, but in case it's still confusing, it's also here. Since the post is already long, I guess I'll comment instead. Maybe I'm just a terrible writer when I'm tired, but writing this a few hours ago felt like it would make sense, so sorry. To make it make sense, I used to make adult videos mostly with other men, so I don't want anyone to know. Second, I used to scam dates by using their credit card information online to buy textbooks and personal items because I could only really afford food, but it was still bad, and sometimes I wonder if they didn't eat so I could, and it makes me paranoid. Even if I can't go to jail now, I can still be socially ostracized. And plastic surgery is just that if my social life is ruined, I can buy a new face and name. I was half joking. Also, for those wondering, I didn't mention the reason why my girlfriend rejected my marriage proposal twice is because it sounds really bad to people who don't understand what it's like to live with someone disabled. I love my mother dearly, but, in all honesty, I would not want to have children like her. They won't have any easy life. And that's the reason. Basically, she thinks I might pass on bad genes. I'd like to try to have at least one child anyway because I don't have any disabilities, so I'm hoping my child would be healthy as well. But I don't think not wanting to adopt or take a chance is a bad reason to reject someone. In any case, I decided to take the coward's way out and leave for work excessively early to avoid her, and I put a breakup note in her lunch bag. I'm expecting to feel awful later, so I think I'll update again when I'm not sad, which takes me a while. And again, I'm sorry for rambling. Another thing I also saw mentioned while reading replies is that twin soul is controversial, and I'm sorry, and I wasn't intentionally being misogynistic. I've just seen it used and thought it meant some of the same things as soulmate. Actual update. She read the note and wasn't mad, she just said she wanted to talk things over. But when I get there, she's pretty mad, and because apparently her coworker saw the note and how pathetic leaving a note is. In hindsight, I wasn't thinking and agree. The rest is just a blur. We get into a physical fight, which we've gotten into before, but never this bad, and I ended up breaking my forearm. She was throwing things as I was walking away, and I was crying, so I slipped. Then the ride to the ER was probably the worst I've felt in my life. I was still crying while they were trying to ask me questions. And then they either gave me something or I passed out. Either way, when I woke up, she apologized, but I could tell she was still a little mad because she got food and didn't offer me any. After I get discharged, we get home, get into another argument, and I get mad and tell her she can leave. Her sister lives less than an hour away, so she'd be fine. Eventually, she agrees to leave, but she left most of her things here. She told me I have 3 days to pack up her stuff, so her parents can come get it, which is fair, I guess. I'm wondering if I should pack the ring in with her stuff, because looking at it now is humiliating. Surprisingly, she only made 2 posts about it on social media, and it's only very vaguely exposing things I've done. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, and most of my friends felt bad, but a few, her friends first, have blocked me or left me angry texts. Her mom sent a voicemail crying and saying how disappointed they were in me, and honestly, I do feel a little bad for them, because that's their daughter. It must feel sad, but I really just want to leave her stuff outside without talking to them. I haven't told my mom anything yet because I know she'll worry. I don't have an appetite right now because there's still leftover cake in the fridge, and looking at it just makes me tired. I think I'm going to take a break from dating for a while and work on being happy alone, because right now all I want to do is call and apologize. A. Mullins 214. If this is true, are you pressing charges? OP. No, since I technically broke my own arm, plus it would be beyond mortifying to file a police report. A. Mullins 214. What about a protective order since you said there was a physical fight? OP. She's strong but not violent, so I doubt I have to worry about her trying to fight me ever again. Uncle Needy's dead. She threw things at you. She's abusive. I'm glad you're getting out of an abusive relationship where you had to walk on eggshells out of fear of how she would react.